Going home, tips for a smooth transition. Transitions of care have long been recognized as a vulnerable time for patients and their caregivers, particularly among the frail elderly with chronic diseases and complex medical issues. Transition from rehab to home is an important part of recovery and healing. It needs to be accomplished slowly and carefully, since it can be experienced as a stressful and emotionally challenging event for both older persons and their informal caregivers. We often overestimate patients' and family understanding of information we give them in writing or explained verbally. In addition, rehab patients have demonstrated confusion. They can be disoriented due to their complex medical issues and due to the multiple environments they were in since their episode that took them to the ER, then hospital stay, then to Parker for rehabilitation, and then finally home. There are a lot of changes in environment over a short period of time and can be very confusing. For a smooth transition home, we need to ensure there is collaboration between the patient and family, such as spouse, significant other, or children, as far as what are the goals of care for the patient and what are we all trying to accomplish together? A smooth transition home. What does the nursing home transition process involve? What should you expect? Don't wait until discharge is imminent. Ask to speak with a transitional care team member or social worker for help planning your next steps, care, and transportation to their next place of transition. A member of the transitional care team usually meets with you soon after admission to review and to learn about your needs and goals. You should actively participate in the review process and involve anyone you would like, including family members or friends. Get help. In the event that you're unable to manage all aspects of the transition, physical limitations, or other pressing responsibilities, consider enlisting the help of a geriatric care manager or a case manager associated with their insurance. The transitional care team will work with you and your family to create a plan for secure discharge. Information gathered during your initial review will be used to create your transition discharge plan. A transition coordinator with your involvement will help you create your plan. Accessible housing. It's a good idea to review your preferences, goals, and wishes about where you want to be transitioned to as you continue to recover. Will you go back to your home or to an assisted living facility? Determine location and costs. The goal is for you or your loved one to be as independent as possible for as long as possible. So consider their quality of life, goals, current abilities, mobility, cognitive functioning, activities of daily living, ADLs, and instrumental activities of daily living, IADLs, like driving, rehabilitation, safety, and care needs. What is the best place for them right now? Observe them in physical therapy sessions. Talk with doctors, therapists, and those who have been helping with personal care. Be aware of assisted living facilities and options for in home care in your area. Determine insurance coverage and out of pocket costs. Make the best decision you can with the information and resources you currently have. Make sure you know as much as you can about your loved one's illness. Transition to an assisted living facility. If the patient is no longer safe to stay in their home, then you should ask which facilities would be best for your loved one's specific needs in terms of on site services provided, staff to patient ratio, type and frequency of rehabilitation services, acute, subacute, skilled nursing, etc., transportation provided, activities, and meals. Consider current visitation rules, location, and ease for family and friends to visit. Evaluate the steps the facility is taking to protect residents from COVID-19. If possible, make an unscheduled visit to the facility and get a feel for cleanliness, residents, happiness, and staff attitudes. Once you have decided on a facility, inform the transitional discharge planner to reach out to the facility to facilitate the transition. Transition to home or a family member's home. Recommendations prior to patient's transition home. Have a large calendar showing date and day of week. Have a large clock face to show the time. Ensure you have the address and phone number of your primary care provider. So if a concern arises, you can easily reach out to your doctor. Clean out the refrigerator. This should be done by someone prior to you getting home to have fresh food, milk, and bread in fridge. Have someone cook and freeze meals while you are in rehab that you will be eating upon discharge. It is very important to have nutritious meals to assist with building strength and recovery. If no one is around to prepare foods, encourage small, frequent meals. Yogurt, eggs, protein shakes, bars, Boost. Ensure you can buy salad and other simple things that are healthy and easy to get. Seasonal fruits and vegetables that are healthy and easy to manage. Recommendations for a smooth transition home. Roles of family and friends. Do you have family, friends, or others you can ask to support you once you are back in the community? If not, what are some ways you can connect with people who will support you? Personal assistance. What assistance do you need with activities such as bathing, dressing, positioning, shopping, laundry, and more? How many hours of care service are necessary? Evaluate the need for home care and home health aid. We want to talk with the family or the person who will be caring for a patient about home care services. Will the patient be living alone and in need of assistance with ADLs, or if patient is unable to function or to be alone and needing 24/7 care? If a family member is going to serve as a caregiver, does that person understand the demands of the position and feel prepared to undertake it? Home modification, assistive technology, and durable medical equipment. If you are going home, ask if you will need to make accommodations in your home for your condition. Will you need a ramp for a wheelchair? What do you need in order to live comfortably in your home and to function as independently as possible in all aspects of your life? Obtain medical equipment such as a wheelchair, walker, cane, oxygen, shower chair, raised toilet seat, and determine insurance coverage. Try to have these things in place prior to discharge. Transportation needs. Make sure you have a clear plan for how you will get to your follow-up appointments if you cannot drive yourself. Ask about agencies in the community that might be able to help. Need for PERS or Personal Emergency Response System. If there is an emergency, such as a fall, you do not need to get to a phone or call for 911. Help will be sent by pressing the button on the PERS that is usually worn around your neck or wrist. It is usually connected to the police, doctor, or family. Programs in the community. What kind of support would help you live in the community successfully? Finances. What do you have to do to support yourself financially? Many individuals will have to take care of the following: applying for Social Security disability insurance, known as SSDI, or Supplemental Security Income, known as SSI, applying for Community Medicaid, applying for food stamps, utility assistance, or other benefits as needed. Your social worker should help you with these tasks. Community connections. Are you interested in participating in a faith community or recreational activities, going to a senior center, volunteering, or being a member of a club or service organization? Certified home health aid services. The discharge planner can help you find home based medical services for services like skilled nursing and therapies such as physical, occupational, or speech therapy. You may initially be eligible to receive temporary short term home health aides and other services covered by Medicaid, but you'll need a plan for future care. Safety, a big concern upon discharge. Apart from preparing the home and arranging for in home services, determine if home modifications are needed. Raised toilet seat. The bathroom is where most people fall when they are home. Raise the toilet seat for better support. Bars into the shower and in the shower. Most people put bars in the shower for support while standing or getting up from a seated position. Shower chair or bench. A shower chair can be placed in a walk-in shower, or if you have a shower bathtub, a shower bench can be utilized. Non-slip mat in shower. Handheld shower, which is more manageable and one that you can control. Remove throw rugs. Always remove throw rugs. They are dangerous and can increase risk of accidents. Nightlight in bedroom, kitchen, and bathroom. At night, it is important to have some light on so that you are able to see. Medical appointments. Access to healthcare providers and medications. Do you already have a doctor in the community or do you need to find one? Before patients leave Parker, we try to encourage them to make all of their medical appointments so they have them at hand and know when they need to go see their doctor. They should have a card with their appointment, doctor name, and phone number before discharge. If they do not have a provider in the community, we should refer them to our Parker at Your Door service, PAYD, a medical house call program where patients will be seen by a home care provider in the comfort of their own home. Medications. We know that when most people get older, they take multiple different types of medications, usually 10 or more medications. Review the medication list prior to discharge. Make sure the patient, caregiver, or family knows and understands what they are taking and why they are taking it. Review the time they have to take them and the side effects of the medication if they are taking them, and also when they are not taking the meds. Do you have a plan in place for getting your medications once you leave the nursing home? Purchase medication trays and decide who will set the medication up for the week to ensure they are not fussing with bottles, tops, and other things they cannot open. You can purchase specific trays and can set up medication weekly, bi-weekly, or even as a 4-week supply. Does the local pharmacy deliver? Check with local pharmacy to see if they deliver to the home so you do not have to worry about running out of medications or be anxious that you have to make a trip out to get them. Carrying out your plan. Get as involved as you can in carrying out the transition activities. Before you move out of the nursing home, there should be a discharge planning meeting. Use that meeting to make sure everything is in place. To manage numerous follow-up appointments, both patients and caregivers develop systems for keeping up with medical appointments, such as online family calendars, paper desk calendars, or electronic word processing documents. Know what medicines you will be taking and ask about how or if they might interact with medicine you were taking before you were hospitalized. This includes herbal medications or supplements you might have been taking. What are the possible side effects of the medication and how can those be managed? For medication management, patients and caregivers develop unique, personalized approaches. Make sure you understand changes to their pre-illness medication regimen so you don't end up taking the wrong medications. At-home health nurse should visit to perform medication reconciliation and arrange for rehab to continue in the home. In any transition, you'll be advocating for your loved ones, ensuring they are informed as appropriate, that plans are in their best interest, and that they receive the best care along the way. Check admission status. If your loved one is in the hospital using Medicare, find out if they are under observation status and how that could affect Medicare coverage if they are discharged to a rehabilitation facility. Monitor care and communication. Ensure that medical records and information about your loved one's conditions, treatments, medications, and care needs are being shared between the hospital, facilities, and care providers. Never assume communication or transfer of medical records has taken place. Confirm adherence to discharge plans and instructions. Be there. Research indicates that patients do better with follow-up if a family caregiver is there to hear and note discharge instructions for medications and care. So make it your business to be there, either in person or virtually, via video chat or phone. For each transition, if you are unable to do so, make sure to arrange for a care manager, family member, or friend to be present. Insist on the three I's: information, inclusion, and instruction. Information. Obtain printed copies of all pertinent information, including the loved one's current medications list and prescriptions. Flag any changes and get a summary of their visit, including diagnosis, treatment, prognosis, surgeries, limitations, and any other pertinent information. Also, receive information regarding rehabilitation recommendations and discharge orders. Note any scheduled follow up appointments. Share this information with those who will care for your loved ones next, such as doctors, facilities, home health aides, professional caregivers, and anyone else providing care. Inclusion. Proactively make certain that you are included in care planning discussions and are informed of changes and decisions. If you have healthcare power of attorney for your loved ones, you can make decisions for them. Instructions. Nearly half of family caregivers are expected to perform follow-up medical and nursing tasks. So be sure to ask for detailed instructions on training, which is required by law in some states. Here are some of the largest challenges patients experience after leaving a medical facility. Medication errors, incorrect dosing, missing dosages, or mixing medications that should not be mixed. Establishing an appropriate caregiver. Is a family member able to provide the right level of care, or do you need home health services? Is another inpatient setting needed as you move through lower levels of care? How will care be paid? Does your insurance and/or Medicare cover the cost of your care? Did you ask the right questions? Understand discharge timing. Some patients have concerns that they are not ready for discharge. This may be valid, or it may just be nervousness about what's to come. If you believe your loved one is being discharged too soon, whether they aren't ready or you haven't had enough time to set up their next location, don't be intimidated. You can file an appeal. Talk with the insurance company and the hospital or facility social worker or hospital admissions office about the appeals process. Get realistic about the future. It's common for patients or their family members to expect a full return to their pre-hospital selves after a health event. However, this is sometimes not possible, and not maintaining realistic expectations about recovery can lead to disappointment and depression. At minimum, many patients will need to make lifestyle changes to prevent the kind of event that precipitated the hospitalization from happening again. These changes may include dietary or exercise modifications. At the other end of the spectrum, many patients require extensive additional treatment, monitoring, or rehabilitation. Before leaving the hospital, make sure you understand the extent of the improvement that is expected to take place and what further therapy or treatment is needed to ensure the best outcome. Sometimes hospitals, rehab, or nursing facilities are unrealistic about what setting is best for our loved ones or how much a family can handle in terms of future care. It's up to you to stay rooted in reality. It's always good to ask a lot of questions. Observe loved ones in therapy sessions, monitor their medications, and assess their capabilities, and weigh it all along with their needs, wishes, and quality of life. It's important to assess the home situation and potential facilities realistically. If you can't provide all the direct care yourself, you are not a failure. You are still doing your job as a caregiver when you coordinate the care. As I often say, I've learned that I can do anything, but I cannot do everything. Line up the support you'll need from care managers, care providers, family members, and friends. Build your team. Throughout the transition, make it a high priority to take care of yourself. There can be a lot of anxiety, stress, and exhaustion during these transitions, especially after a long hospitalization where you spent a lot of time at the hospital with your loved ones. While some transitions go more smoothly than others, no transition is perfect. Just do your best with the information you can gather. You can make new decisions as the situation changes. We recognized that when a patient transitions to home, There can be a lot of anxiety for the patient as well as the family. We want you to know if you have any questions or concerns after you get home. You can always call your transitional care manager at Parker. We will be happy to help you. We want to wish you best of luck with your next step of recovery.